In your defense, you.
Y'all, my StreamYard just started in the middle of James's statement. I'm sorry, friend.
No, it's okay. I was laughing.
Y'all didn't see. I was like, so me and James are like, okay, welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews YouTube channel. In the words of Oh So Best, gee guys, I'm happy to be here.
Oh my
We're gonna
goodness.
go over 90-day Fiance. Before the 90 days, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is gonna be a real ghetto recap. Like, it's gonna be real ghetto. I'm here in my pajamas. James is already giggling. We doing the best we can. Let's acknowledge Shani. I'm happy to see you, Shani. Thank you for heading over, because I don't believe you watched this show, but I'm happy you headed into this live, because girl, we about to talk about these people.
Shani, if you don't watch this show, you don't know what you missing. I promise you, you don't know what you missing. That. Oh my God.
And James is selective.
I am.
He says he could have a channel like filled with just shows recapping, but he won't just recap anything. He got to really like enjoy it, which I respect.
Yes.
So for him to like something new, I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm what's this, 2 for 2, Married at First Sight to this show?
Yes.
Love During Lockup. Yes. I don't know yet. I feel like it's stressing him out, but we still.
It is, no, that show is stressing me out. That show is pissing me off. So yeah, in a good way, of course, but no, it is pissing me out. There's way too many people on there that do some goofy shit. Oh, Shani, you need to. I'm telling you, baby, you got to tune this. You got to tune this show in, because I'm telling you,
it's real ghetto.
This is giving me all of my niches. Like, it just is.
You got senior citizens dating people who are young enough to be their kids. Who you got scammers scamming scammers. It is a mess, but let's get into this episode, which was titled Initial Descent. Y'all, I can't believe we only 9 episodes in, and well, we're gonna announce it, I guess, now and throughout the video. This show, as well as the Housewives of Potomac, as well as Married to Medicine, they are all going on a break because of the Super Bowl. They're going to be gone for about a week. So just letting everyone know that, but 90 Day Before the 90 Days will not return until February the 15th. I don't know why. I guess they're acknowledging Valentine's Day as well. But it won't be back until the 15th. So in the meantime, we will be on James's channel and covering several other things. We also have 90 Day The Single Life that is coming back on February 9th. So I will be covering 90 Day The Single Life. James has agreed to join. I think he's looking forward to more of this. But I'm happy to announce that, and we'll be adding more as we go. So tap in. But getting into this episode, y'all, I'm going to do the best I can with what I got, because it's going to be hard for us to talk about this in a way where we don't read these people for filth, and I'm okay with it. We're going to start with Emma and Ziad, Miss Wig. Honestly, Emma, you're shallow, but you seem like a sweet girl. I just want you to pull your wig back, baby. That's all. I just want you to pull your wig back and get some therapy.
Just a little bit. And then you need to do something with this part in the middle.
If it was pushed back, it wouldn't.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Okay, because I'm like, okay, she need to do something with that. That is bothering me. Like, this big ass part here. Because you know it's
done for the gods, face beat for the saints, but she has that wig on it. It just kills.
It's terrible.
And it's bigger than her. She's a little.
Yes, she just swallowed. Like, I wonder if her head really is small, or is that wig just really, really big?
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Y'all, these two have been having problems because she went and met with Ziad's friends the last time we saw them in an episode, and it was a negative experience. He basically was like, there's a 0% chance that I want to marry you. She's like, did you really say that, Ziad? He says, yes. She said 0%. He said, there is 0% chance, bitch, that you will be my wife. I said, well, damn. But, you know, I can't even get mad at him, because she has been kind of a headache. And we have to remember, he doesn't know that she was just in Morocco last year running around with some other man trying to get him to marry her.
Yeah.
He knows about the overlap from when they started their relationship, which honestly, I feel like most people won't care too much about the overlap. You know, that's just my opinion, but I don't know. Emma and Ziad are the Hot Mess Express. So they're talking, and she's pretty much upset at how things have gone on the trip because she feels as though Ziad has only spoken negatively about her there during the duration of the trip. And at the same time, the way I look at it, I'm like, I can get why she feels that way, but you're not hearing him the same way that you're feeling he's not hearing you. You cannot go to someone else's country and not acknowledge their culture, especially when you're trying to be in a relationship with someone.
Right.
I travel a lot. Anywhere I go, I'm acknowledging the culture. If I go to New Orleans, trust and believe it's going to be some jazz music and gumbo. If I go to Mexico, it's going to be tacos, pozole, and tequila. And if I go to Africa, it's going to be fufu, okra soup, and whatever the fuck else in kente cloth. I'm going to be putting on my hat like Lisa, except I'm not going to be called fat. And you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's like the biggest thing that we have to learn and what's wrong with this country, not to get all deep, but you have to respect and hear people when it comes to culture and religion. I just think that you don't have to agree with it, but you have to respect and listen. And it seems like Emma's not getting that. And I'm not saying Ziad's innocent, but Emma's very one-track minded in moments where she's talking with him. And it's not that she doesn't is entirely selfish. I'm starting to see like it's just in the moment when she's dealing with conflict, she's focused on herself and getting her piece out versus resolution and hearing everything, it seems like. But she's also 27 and dumb and from LA and shallow, so I'm gonna give her a pass. But now they make peace, and I'm kind of like Emma. I don't understand how they make peace, but they make peace somehow, y'all. And he makes her tagine, I believe it's called, which is like the traditional Moroccan food or way of cooking. She says the food was good and all of these things. I thought it was nice that he cooked for her. I love a man that can cook. That's always a good thing. Just at least know how to boil some rice and bake you a chicken breast, please, at the very least. But he says at the dinner now he feels like he 7% wants to marry her. They start to, I guess, get along more. I didn't see a chemistry. I'm just going to keep it real. When couples have chemistry, you can sense it. I feel like when I'm with my husband around people, they're like, oh, I can kind of understand why y'all are together. Well, at least that's what people have told me, unless they're lying. Like, you should be able to sense the chemistry between a couple. I didn't quite sense that with these two, but I guess there was sparks or something flying, maybe an incense keeping them warm at the bottom because they ended up becoming more affectionate. It went from a hug, and then he came in her room on the late night hour when nobody was there to see. I'd like to point that out. And they made out and had sex. How do you go in 24 to 48 hours from being fed up with someone and feeling like she's disrespectful and could never be a wife and doesn't understand your culture, and your reasoning for not being affectionate with her because of culture, to knocking on her door at 3 o'clock in the morning, putting your tongue in her mouth, and then taking her down? So I think Emma and Ziad, just like Lisa and Daniel, they're not scamming each other, but they're both not honest with each other. And I think they both just kind of doing love talk. Like, nobody really is in love, but they gonna talk like they are. But how did you feel about their segment this episode? I'm sorry to talk so long.
No, you're okay. I actually agree with you. I think that because she's keeping things from him and there's something very shady about his demeanor as well, it's really kind of hard to kind of pinpoint what the real issue is. And then when we get surprise sequences of them actually showing that they like each other and being affectionate, it is confusing because it's like, okay, you just said there's 0% chance that you'll marry her. She disrespected you in front of your friends, according to you, because I don't think she did anything wrong in my eyes.
She did.
You know, you just were so offended by her being. So now it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Who are you, sir? Because now you like her and you're smiling and you he and all in her face, cooking her dinner and shit. It's like, where the hell did all that come from now? Because I thought I missed something. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I didn't have the option to watch this a second time because literally I was scrambling for the final. Yeah, it was a busy day for me. So I was like, damn, I can't watch it because I feel like I missed something. I couldn't rewind it. I said, fuck it. Mrs. Best will tell me what I missed. And apparently I didn't miss anything.
You ain't missed nothing. I am so sorry, y'all. For those who don't know, yes, I am on the clock. So apologies if I look down. I'm looking at my work laptop. But not much happened with these two. I will say this, Emma, I was hard on you in the beginning, and I still think you're shallow, but I do see your perspective now with Ziad. I hear you, and I think that there is something with him that's off. But at the same time, she also has to tell him the truth about stuff. They are 27 going on 22, the way that they're handling this relationship. So we will leave that there. I hope that everybody considers liking the video, subscribing to the channel. Also, I forgot to do this at the beginning. Please see, because we was laughing at this episode, please see the link in the description of this video to James's channel. We do a lot of our videos together. We are not the most tech savvy people. Mr. Best honestly helps me in the background, and then I pass on information to James. I just learned I could collaborate with people on YouTube, so I will collaborate with him on our videos we do on this channel so that you guys can have an easier way to get to the channel. But y'all, Lisa and Daniel are the next couple that we're going to discuss. James is already laughing. We gonna do, you know what? Before we get to Lisa and Daniel, I'd like to also encourage everybody to please subscribe to our new YouTube channel. It is the Watch Your Best Friends YouTube channel. We are going to have more content coming this week for you guys, such as highlights and clips from our recent videos so people can get to know us. And then we're going to have another After Dark special likely next weekend, maybe. Is the Super Bowl this weekend?
The Super Bowl this week, so it'll be this weekend.
Okay. Well, I guess Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. Yep.
I'm considering also inviting Kiwan JTV onto our live on Saturday, as well as Shayna, if I can get her, because Shayna be busy. But we are going to be doing a lot, so please tune in. Now, I'm going to do the best I can with what I got, but we do have to discuss Lisa and Daniel. I tried to avoid it. You
can't avoid this. This is X, y'all. When I tell y'all, this gave me so much life. Y'all do not understand how funny this shit is. We can't make this up. I can't wait to I'm finna go on mute because I'm finna laugh. So go ahead and describe it. Go ahead and describe it.
Laughing for hours in my ear through voice notes.
Because this is what happened. She sent me the clip of what we're about to discuss, and I could not help but holler. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I watched that video clip at least 100 times. It was that fucking funny, and I laughed the first time, just as hard the first time as the 100th time watching that little bit of clip.
Let me tell y'all, my husband was also watching this over and over and was laughing to the point of tears.
And everybody in the comments is mad. And I'm like, yo.
This was the funniest shit I have ever watched on television, aside from Kim Zolciak pretending to have cancer. This was the funniest shit that I have seen in a while. So Lisa has not taken her wig off since she arrived in Africa. And Lisa is not just putting on the wig and doing the quick, I'm going to the store. Like Black women, we know how to throw on our wigs and just go. We know how to do that. Lisa doesn't understand that. So Lisa has had her wig not on, but what I call an install. She has had this thing glued down to her head, and she had it on her head with no wig cap. There was no cap. There was no braid down. It's just her hair back there flowing and suffocated. And she's had this wig on now without taking it off. I mean, she is showering in it, having sex in it, trying to throw up. She is walking in the Nigerian heat with it. And African heat is not a joke. It's not a joke. So I'm like, I know that wig is a lot. So she says that she's having issues, and we start the episode with her, you know, trying to clean the wig. She lifted her hairline, right? Ignore my new growth, y'all. She lifted her hairline, and the thing was not just stuck to her, but like when glue has bubbled up and done all this other stuff, and it was like that wig was left on her head in the Arizona sun in July. And I can't understand how she didn't feel like the adhesive like sticking to her. So she had these sores going across her hairline from wearing this wig for so long. And a piece of me felt bad, but a piece of me is like, that's what you get. What you see is what you get when it comes to dating. Okay? What you see is what you get. I look like this at home. My husband likes it. If my fro is out, my husband likes it. If I lose my money and can't get my hair done, my husband will like it. If you can't be your true, authentic self with it, like just bare, how you came out the womb around your partner, it's not going to work. And normally you think you can't. And then you show yourself to your partner and they're like, you're still beautiful. But in Lisa's case, it was very different. But before I get there, Lisa, baby, you didn't have to tell us that the wig was funky. I didn't need to know that the wig had a smell, but I feel like she took it off in production, and the camera guy were probably like, oof, because I did see the camera kind of adjust.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I said, guess wait, the camera was, y'all have to understand, the camera was in her wig as she was taking it off, and then all of a sudden they just jolted back far back.
I mean, that wasn't just the zoom out. That was a zoom out with the dash of the crash out. I mean, I am doing my best. I am snorting on this live. When I laugh hard, I snort, and I'm trying to control myself. But I've never watched anything like this. So we go from the funky wig to a little bit of a more serious topic. So Lisa then takes the opportunity to show herself washing her hair. She said, it's so itchy. I bet. I believe it.
It looked dry, it looked matted.
Fried, dyed, and laid to the side.
Yeah, for our colorless women, you know, when y'all wear wigs, don't let your hair underneath just be all over the place. You need to brush it. You need to tease it. You need to make sure it's pinned down. Get you some clips and clip the shit down. I don't understand how she just had her hair just all, and I guess she was sweating. I get it's hot up under there, but you needed to clip your shit down some, or do some, or get you some mousse and tease it and Johnny Bravo it. I don't know, but it was crazy. Like when she pulled that wig off her head, we saw her actual hair. It was like, ugh.
Child.
It was crazy.
Child, I cannot. But after she has a real, like, she gives us kind of a moment where we're not laughing. So Lisa lets us know she spoke with her daughter. God bless her daughter, and shout out to you. And again, God bless you for, I don't have that empathy for my parents if they were like Lisa. And if people don't know what I'm talking about, it's about Lisa's history has come out, specifically her sister, her blood sister, and other family members have confirmed that Lisa is somewhat of a liar. There's definitely something wrong with her, lives in tents, goes crazy for spouses. So I empathize with her daughter for having to grow up with an unstable parent, move around, and go through all of these things. And I think it's beautiful that she's still willing to be there for her mom and have a relationship with Lisa, because Lisa ain't shit as a mama. I said what I said. But she told her daughter she got engaged. And I was laughing at first, and then I had to go and rewind it because the daughter kind of read Lisa for filth. The daughter let Lisa know what was really good. But some things that she said that were actually important and worth discussing. She made good points about, she was like, Mom, you're sending this guy money all of the time, but he could afford to put together an entire parade with traditional dancers and all of that. And while Africa is not as expensive as the US, for him, that's the currency that he knows, and he's admitted to being poor. So how are you getting money to pay for those dancers and stuff to come out? Because they didn't do that for free. They didn't do that for free. So I thought that was a good point. Where's the money going? What's really being used for it? The other thing that the daughter brought up that I haven't even thought to bring up on the live, because Lisa and Daniel make me and James laugh so much. What's your dating history, sir? And I think we talked about this once.
We did. I asked it because I thought it was odd that he's 39 years old and has not been married, has not had any children, which in their culture, it's very indoctrinating the men to marry younger and to, bear children and start family life. So the fact that he made it all the way to 39 and I do it, he was either a fuck boy or he was gay. It was one of the two. So he obviously ain't gay, or at least not to, my discretion, or he is a fuck boy, and turns out we'll get to there. We'll get to what he is in just a moment.
So I cannot. I just can't with these people. So after she talks to her daughter, and her daughter's just like, okay, she's engaged, but it's like, you can't do anything about it. And I feel like her daughter kind of like, I didn't want it to happen, but all she can do is accept it. It's happened. Lisa seems to finally be taking the stuff that her child is telling her to heed and putting it to her head. And she goes down because Daniel texts her and is like, hey, baby, would you mind bringing down the laundry bag to the lobby? So Lisa gets ready and she goes down to that lobby with her, honestly, the hair that I see every colorless lady that looked like a granny in the South and the Midwest got. She didn't look bad as the thing. She looks better.
I just wish she would have threw some curls in it or something. I know you brought a curling iron with you, so I wish she would have just threw some curls in there, at least make it look cute. Like, I feel like if it may have looked cute, maybe Daniel wouldn't have had the reaction he had. But she could at least do some curls up in there and at least styled him, gave her a little swoosh right here, and just been cute. Because I've seen some colorless ladies with a short hairstyle, but they always have it curled up and it looks fresh. She just came down with her hair just, needing to dry and just wore it natural. And I was just like, oh my God, humidity finna fuck that hair up. Go ahead, Mrs. Vance. You got to finish up the scene. Now, don't leave no detail unwarranted on this part.
James will tell y'all, I'm usually pretty good at getting through the scenes. I'm trying. I don't want to be snorting like a pig on live. Oh, my God.
It happens.
Lisa's too much. She goes downstairs, and when she goes downstairs, she sees Daniel. And she walked up to him and didn't say anything, came around the corner, and nobody was looking crazy because you look at her less like this than you do with the wig because the wig throws you. So the employees in the hotel, they finally wasn't looking at her like, the hell? Because they've been doing it if y'all watch. And she comes to Daniel. She's like, here you go. And he said, oh, why are you like this? I said, Daniel.
I said, no. He said, why is your hair?
He said, why is your hair? What has happened? I died when then he came on the camera for the confessional. It's like, when I saw her like this, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I was astonished. If she comes to see my friends like this, they will be embarrassed for me. She should not leave the house without her wig. I said, I know. I know you fucking lying. And TLC, shame on you. TLC is supposed to represent tender love and care. And nothing about this was tender loving or caring. Y'all going straight to hell. Straight to hell to burn. Because when he looked at her, James, why are you like this?
Right.
No, hello. Good morning. Did something happen? Are you feeling all right? Because you down here with no hair? Not why are you like this? And then when he went to touch it but didn't touch it.
And then what got me is that she was getting money out the ATM machine and he was quiet. And he kept looking at the hair and he was all like, you didn't tell me you were gonna take off your wig? And she goes, no, I didn't tell you. And then she pressed the money to get $100 out.
Okay, can you let me get the money out the ATM? I was like, I wouldn't take shit out the ATM.
Me either. I'd be like, I'm going back up to my room. Fuck you and your friends at this point, because you ain't even talk about my hair or lack thereof. Like, you're not finna talk about me like this.
Let me get through the comments because I missed a lot so that I can get through. A pause will be good. Shannon said he told her they could take a shower together tomorrow.
When?
I don't want to think. I don't think he did. She might have misheard something.
Yeah.
Don't take the wig off every day and wash your real hair. Not Lisa.
Not Lisa. Lisa kept that shit in for days.
I thought when Lisa said she was going to keep it on around him all the time, that she would like have the wig in the bathroom for when she gets out the shower after it's blow dried and put it on or something. I didn't think she was going to like keep this wig on her head without washing her hair for that long. And if you've never worn a weave or done that before, like, Lisa, come on now, baby. She says she looked the same in the face with or without the wig. Not my husband cracking up.
I feel like the wig did not do what she thought it was going to do. And I feel like on his part, the wig was kind of the satisfaction that she does, because he says she looks older without the wig. So I think the wig made it easier for him to do the do.
Where he could imagine he was with Heidi Klum instead of the lady who played Frank Gallagher's mom on Shameless. That's what it did. She do
look like that lady.
Look just like her. Look just like her. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like, Lisa, you did this to yourself.
I mean, yeah, you did do this to yourself, Lisa, because you shouldn't be perpetrating. That man gonna be with you regardless of what you look like. He trying to get to America. I can't wait to get to them, see with them friends, because them friends ain't shit. Them friends ain't shit. I'm telling you, them friends is the worst. They the worst. I could, because one could keep his composure. I can't wait to get to that part.
I can't. I'm fighting for my life getting through this. And this is why, Shani.
Yeah, absolutely.
The reason that he dealing with the wig and is mad is because he's not attracted to this woman at all.
No.
So I'm gonna explain it to her because she's one of our day ones and biggest supporters. This man says that his mother was in a war in Nigeria and a white man saved her, who was American. So because of that, he has been called to marry a white woman that is American. There are parts of his story that don't make sense, and that's why I think he's using her for a green card. Daniel is, 39, 40 something years old?
Mm-hmm.
Why has it taken you, if your mother told you to marry a white woman, why has it taken you 39 years to find one? And when you finally find one, this is what you got. He playing.
Daniel, let me explain something to you. If you wanted a white woman, you could have came to Phoenix, Arizona, because trust and believe you would got you one that was younger than you, more prettier than Lisa. Sorry, Lisa, no hinge. Lisa's pretty, but I'm sorry, in Phoenix, he could have got one that was well put together, had way more money and less scandal.
Got him an Aunt Spring.
No.
Aunt Spring. What's her face's? What is her name? I can't think of her name. Is it Aviva?
Aviva, yes.
Yeah.
He could have got you an Aviva. No, he could have got him an Aviva, to be honest with you. Because you know what? There's white women out here that will love to spite their fathers and marry a black man. They do it all the time.
No, that is a fact.
They do it all the time. So yes, you could have came to. I'm telling you, these women in Phoenix will throw it at you like you ain't never believe. Like, dang, you really had to do this. I don't know if him and Lisa are together in today's time. I'm sure they are, but if they're not, together, I'm sure they are. But if they're not together, Daniel, if you're watching this, I don't know if you can, but if you are watching this, you can come to Phoenix, Arizona.
Helping them scam.
Hey, well, hell, shit.
Yeah, let me tell you where to get a dumb bitch.
Right. Come tonight. Yes, they all over the place out here. And they will, and I'm telling you, you're going to get you a job at the post office because they know somebody that's going to get you
don't want a job. Let me tell you this. I'm going to say this.
He's going to have to work.
Daniel. Thank you, Daniel, for showing that you recognize both the strength, intelligence, and discernment that Black women have. because my God.
Ain't no way.
He knows because a black woman,
way.
oh, you need me to Western Union, you $100 to Africa? I want to see a spending receipt. What you buy, where the money went. Show me a picture. I want to see it all. He got the right one with Lisa. He did.
Let me tell you, Dan, you ever get, I'm going to tell you, you got dimples and everything, and I still wouldn't fall for that shit.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't fall for that shit. I would be like, well, first of all, I have a Mrs. Best that if I told her this shit, it would get cut.
First plane motherfucking leaving Oakland. I got 4 airports near me. I'm going to Sacramento Airport, San Jose, San Francisco, or Oakland. If James calls me and tells me he is sending money abroad, I'm going to Phoenix. I'm not going to him first. I'm going to go call his mama. I'm going to say, I know you've been wanting to meet me. Come on, baby, it's time. And we're going to hide him and do an intervention or some shit. And I'm going to take his debit card.
Right, because I got to be a fool if I do some crazy shit like that. Like, y'all, and it's going to come a day. Let me tell you, it's going to come a day where they're going to start that whole, going to the ancestors and shit. When the shit really ain't working like it's supposed to, y'all going to go to men pretty soon. Watch what I tell you. Because men are stupid enough to do this shit too.
Shanny said, why he sighed like that? He didn't even greet her. She came down. He said, oh.
He's like, it was hard enough. It's hard enough to be with her as it is. Not making it any harder, Lisa. You didn't have to make it harder to be with you, but it is hard.
Because he's not attracted to her. When he was putting his tongue in her mouth and he kept biting her lip, and I could tell when he was doing it that he was like, let me imagine what I'd do to like Halle Berry or something. Like he was really trying to get himself.
It was like trying to give a whale a tic tac watching him kiss that lady. Like it was just like, God damn. A part of me was intrigued because I would love to see what that was.
No, but the way he kissed, I said, you doing this with Lisa? Oh, you could find any American woman. You kiss her like that, she might give you the routing and account number.
Okay. Because I can only imagine what Face in the Place is like. So yes.
Oh Jesus Lord!
I can only imagine.
This man said he was astonished and embarrassed by the fact that she took her wig off and walking around. He did. He said his friends will be embarrassed for him. Let me see. This dude, my husband's just chuckling. This dude said if we are going to be together, she has to wear the wig. No, Shanny. He literally. We just struggling to get through because these fools were so ignorant. He literally did say that.
Yeah.
He literally told her to her face that if she comes outside with him, she needs to put her wig on. And I couldn't understood it. And he did this when they were going on a walk, just get back into the scene real fast. And he told Lisa, like, my friends are going to be embarrassed. You need to put your wig on. And she's like, my hair. Okay, it was sticking to my hair. I've got sores. And he's like, I understand, but why couldn't you just leave the wig off inside of the hotel? Why did you have to come outside with your hair like this? I said,
Dan, you can't win with this man. You can't win with him. And then in the scene where he was looking at it, because he was in such disbelief, then he gonna run his fingers through it.
He ran his fingers through it and said, yeah, no, you have to wear the wig. I said,
it's not funny, but it's funny because it's
they stabbing each other. That shit is funny.
Because Lisa is perpetrating. Y'all, I can't feel bad for Lisa because she's perpetrating. She is perpetrating. She is not being honest about her life either. So it's kind of like, I can't feel bad for her. I don't care. I can't feel bad for her because she's not. It would be one thing if Lisa was being 100% honest. Look, I'm broke. I ain't got no money. I ain't got shit. When we come to the States, if you want to marry, I can't even marry you because I'm still married to my ex-wife. So I can't even marry your ass right now.
It's a scam on each end.
Yes.
And it's like, how dare you expect him to be like,
to be
I
honest,
love you for you when you got a lot that he don't know.
No, exactly. So who is he supposed to be in love with? Who is the real you if you perpetrating? Like, I can't with Lisa. So no, I don't feel bad for him running his fingers through her like they're of hair. I don't feel bad about that. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad. That's what her ass get. I'm sorry, y'all.
God.
Oh. Shannon, he all right looking. Like I said, he my type for sure. So yeah.
Daniel's okay. He needs to calm them beam shots on the
And
side and
yeah,
wear a
and he need to
fade so
shave. I need to see like he can have a goatee, that's fine, but you need to shave. You too
He
sloppy.
needs to
Lisa
shave. He needs to run a brush and some leave-in conditioner through his scalp. He looks
and
like
put
he
some
needs to
lotion
brush
on
his teeth
too.
and floss
Yeah.
and do some mouthwash. Honestly, Daniel looked like he might have a smell, but he also looked like he nasty in the bedroom. And that might keep Lisa around because she looked like she the type that do some nasty, crazy shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, this was just a mess. It was an absolute mess. But he pretty much told her she needs to wear the wig when she's outside with him. I said, okay. So after he experiences his woman without a wig and is astonished by her appearance, they get in a car and they go to a restaurant to meet with Daniel's friends. I said, Daniel, why is it that everyone that Lisa has had to meet has been in a restaurant? I understand that people may not be the richest in Nigeria, but usually when I watch 90 Day Fiance, like the Beyond Before the 90 Days, The Other Way, the regular flagship series, you see the people at some point go to their partner's house. Like we saw Forrest and Sheena go. We're going to see Jovan and Anna go to Anna's house. It's very strange that Daniel has not brought Lisa to his residence. And I don't know if any of my day one 90 Day fans have caught that, but I'm like, what you hiding, bruh? Because if this lady is learning Igbo for you, which is a very hard language to learn, I'm African, I don't understand that shit. Okay, if this lady has learned Igbo and is understanding traditions and is willing to do all of that, why wouldn't she be willing to go to your home and meet your people in a more intimate setting? And Africans are pretty welcoming. Like if you come to their home, they will feed you. There's usually a spread. They're very welcoming. So it's very odd that none of this is happening. But again, it's the scam of it all. If you know, you know. But she meets with his friends. His friends all have potential too. They just, I don't know, they all need a new barber. But the friends was an interesting situation just because she asked a lot about Daniel. And the friends give off, they're like, we're so happy to meet you. Now I cracked up because when Daniel introduced Lisa, he said, yes, this is my beautiful queen. And one of his friends laughed, the two on the end.
They wasn't shit for that.
They caught themselves though. Did you catch it? They kept catching themselves.
It was one that just couldn't hold it in. He was smiling so damn hard. It was like, okay, y'all ain't shit. Y'all know this. Y'all know what he trying to do. I don't know why y'all sit over there blowing up his spot. Y'all know what the fuck he trying to do.
You know what? My husband is commenting in the background. That's how crazy that I'm trying. You making me laugh too, Josiah.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I mean, in the words of James Jackson, renowned author, she had the Yelp reviews. She watched the plane explode in the sky, Google reviews. She had everything, and she still, but they did. The friend, he said, this is my beautiful queen. His friend on the end, the one in the blue with the hand,
Yeah.
said, and held it. I said, not you bust out laughing. Not you bust out.
I wouldn't have believed I wouldn't believe my eyes too. I would be like, are you sure this is who she is? Are you playing with me? Because first off, y'all, Lisa put the wig back on because he told her she can't come outside, but she put the wig on.
No, I tried to go over to ignore that, but
no, I'm not ignoring that. No,
she put that wig back on.
She put that wig back on, and then she was looking crazy because then she got the nerve to put a part and swoop the bang over to the right. And yeah, and so she would, and then when so gets up where she started asking questions because this was bullshit too.
Oh Lord, ignore my cat. I do have a pet, so this is an animal, just in case anybody like freaks out. Kitty cat, he's here. Say hello, also. Lord, because he keep doing that when I'm on live, just jumping up in it. What do you want? Oh, okay. Lord help us. So they're talking to the friends and everything just did not go the way that it should have went. But I was proud of Lisa, but I was looking at Lisa like you're dumb because she essentially tries to question the friends in front of Daniel. And I'm like, baby, when I saw his three friends and how they told her when they finally met her, oh, yes, we love you for Daniel. His life, he only had one pair of shorts with the buttocks area that was ripped. And since you've been in his life, so much has changed. He has evolved. I said, stop that, bug. Don't do that. Come on, little bug.
I said, okay, y'all, first off, listen to what y'all are saying. Since I came into his life, he's evolved. So that mean was he not shit before? Like he couldn't have nobody to make him up some clothes. He couldn't get a job and buy his own shit. Like he couldn't. Like I'm supposed to be supporting this man, and man is supposed to provide because y'all follow the Bible. It's mainly convenient when y'all want to start following the Bible and shit. When it comes to this woman providing a lifestyle for this man, it's mainly convenient. Y'all want to execute that part of the Bible. He's supposed to be providing for her, not the other way around. But okay, I got you.
And that's usually how African men are. They'll provide, and
yeah, they will. That's I know. Yeah, it's very suspect that y'all looking at this lily white lady and her talking about, I make sure he has clothes, man. Because Lisa didn't say all of that. Like she did, but she didn't say it to this detriment. This is well beyond, like, she looked like she's been taking care of him. She talking about she working 15 hours a day, 7 days a week, trying to provide for him, and to sit and for y'all to sit there and be like, yeah, but look at what you got. He's handsome, he's this, he's that.
No. Lisa, I want to know more about your divorce because
there's no divorce. She's still married.
I want to know what happened to lead to the marriage potentially ending. And that's why I'm looking forward to the 90-day tell-all, which is their like reunion version. Because they really go deep. They don't pull that Andy Cohen, Bravo gonna ask what Bravo.
They can pull the receipts we be seeing on Instagram.
Actually, okay. We won't ask, which I love. So what ends up happening next is Lisa goes into asking the friends questions, because she says it's very strange that you guys are saying that I've transformed Daniel's life when I'm working 15 hours a day, 7 days a week to be able to send him money. And when she said this and they were looking like, oh, but this is good for him, I said, oh, you guys are scammers as well. Y'all probably get together, hang out, drink them good ass African beers in the glass bottle, and be messaging bitches on WhatsApp and Facebook who are stupid enough to believe that you want them. And that's unfortunate. And that is a common scam in Nigeria. My mom actually went through that, and she's Kenyan. I said, how you African getting scammed by an African? Don't make no sense. I'll never forget it. And I had to tell my mama, like, I don't think this is that. James is right, because I sure did. My mama, I called her back. First United Service Credit Union. I said, this and that, this what happening. They put a flag on the account and came out that he was scamming her. So I'm looking and I'm like, the friends are probably those guys, and I am not being racist. There are plenty of Africans who are not scammers. They're actually some of the hardest working people that I've met. But then there are also the ones who live and grew up in poverty, as Daniel discussed, and they rather scam or harm someone instead of getting a job. So I just want to make that clear, because not all Africans do this, but these niggas are.
Because they were just buttering her up with just straight up bullshit, and it was like, okay, so what you telling me is this man doesn't work. Right. He was okay with having just one pair of shoes and a pair of shorts with the ass out. So he was with the ass out. So he was okay with living like that. He had no aspirations other than to get on the internet and meet him a woman. And this ain't. Oh, you have to get there. Sorry, I almost went ahead.
And no, it's okay, because we're pretty much there. Daniel did, and Lisa brings this up. She brings up to the friends that she caught him on social media right before she came to Nigeria talking to another woman. The woman talked to Lisa and let Lisa know, and also sent Lisa proof of this conversation and relationship. Daniel was sending pictures of himself, probably eggplant emoji pics and whatnot, and all sorts of crazy things to another woman. And the woman told Lisa that Daniel, the reason that she's not with him is because she found out that Daniel has a habit of talking to a bunch of different bitches. So essentially, Lisa, and have the proof that he's a scammer. And I don't understand why you would fix your behind to get onto a plane and come to Africa in a wig that you're not going to take off at all, to where it causes sores on your head, to be with a man knowing this. That's crazy. If I find out, like, I just came back from a vacation. If I would have found out a week before going to Cancun back in November that my husband cheated on me, fuck your birthday, fuck these tickets, fuck it, you can have it. You going on your own. And if you do, you ain't got a house to come back to. Like, Lisa, for you to still do a 30-hour flight. The 30-hour flight that it is from where you're at to get there is crazy, but I'm not surprised because she's insecure and kooky herself.
Yeah.
But pretty much, his friends don't really say much. Here's the thing: you can't expect your dude's friends to tell on them. Like guys that actually value the friendships they have with their male friends are just like females in friendship. They have their own codes and stuff too. Because trust and believe, when I met my husband's friends, the people he is no longer cool with today was like, oh, he used to date this type of bitch and he was with this girl and he did this one dirty. And the ones that he are still friends with were polite and kind of left me alone and minded their business. So I'm looking at Lisa's situation kind of like, oh, baby, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you.
No, because they trying to get on board and try to figure out their situations. So, and as I said, them friends ain't shit. They literally are giving you everything you need to understand that this man has no motivation. He is 39 years old and is in dire straits, before the help. And then you had a lady reach out to you, say, look, he is trying to get here by all means necessary. Here are the reviews. He was talking to us at the exact same time to love bombing the fuck out of us. Here it is. But your stupid ass, literally, like Mrs. Best said, got on a plane and still went any fucking way.
30 hours.
30 hours. I'm sorry, y'all. And as I said, I can be a fool. I really can. But I ain't that fucking stupid. Like, I better not ever hear you talking to somebody else. I'm cutting that shit off now. That's the least you can do.
We're going to move on from these people. But Lisa and Daniel, I'm tired of y'all. Let me catch these comments. Shani said, I thought they just met. I didn't know that was a long relationship. Yeah, most of the people on this show, Shani, have been in relationships at the very minimum, probably for at least a year.
Yeah.
But they're long distance, like they're truly like internationally coastal, if that's even a term. I just made it up. But yeah, it's a lot. I don't like long distance in general. But, if you out of America, I really can't do it. They them niggas that be waiting around for gullible ass tourists to talk to them so they can run. Yep. Clock it, Shani. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Sound like the other girl that Daniel was talking to peeped his game and did not fall for it.
Oh, yeah. That white lady, whoever she was, has sense. It probably didn't have shit. And she was like, look, I ain't going to be sending you no goddamn money and all this goddamn shit. You ain't, I ain't got it like that.
Or she was cheap like Mrs. Best. If it's not a purse or a bill or a vacation, I'm not spending.
That too.
Some people are that way, and it's good to be tight with your money. Until you're married, honestly, your spouse don't need to be in your business unless you're planning a wedding, and even then the bride side is supposed to pay for it. So, yeah. But moving forward, y'all, who do we have to discuss next? It is going to be Jovan and Anna. I don't like Jovan worth a damn. I just cannot with him. He is the worst of the worst. You could tell he's one of those men that watches podcasts about masculinity, toxic masculinity, to make himself feel better. And it's like, no, you still suck. If you're going to be watching shit like that, Jovan, you got to have more than the nursing home salary. I said what I said. You better own the nursing home or be one of the doctors or DSDs in there, not just the guy serving.
She said the income got the match.
Yes,
the morals and statistics and attitude. Yes.
Yeah, I'm all for men being picky, or if you feel like, okay, you want your woman at home and you don't want me to talk back, all of that, cool. Pay the bills. Pay what you have to say. I'm just saying, sir. That's all. That's why he dating other bitches not in America, because he in the South around a bunch of black women who are also taught that men should provide, and he can't. But okay, Jovan. But him and Anna are getting into it because they don't get along. Their relationship is toxic. And she was complaining in the previous episode where it ended about how he lacks romance and he tends to throw the things that he does for her in her face, such as the money he gives her every month, which is only like $300-400. I say, Jovan, if you was giving that to an American woman, that wouldn't even cover the car payment. But you want to go off on this lady when you already getting a discount in your dating habits? Stop it. But I'm going to let that go for now. And pretty much the apology was BS. And they're unsure on how to move forward. So Jovan says the best thing he can do for his wife after he has upset her and let her down and thrown the things he does for her in her face is to not talk to her at all. talk about give her some space. I don't know why men do this. Just because what works for a man works in getting space doesn't mean that works for the other person. And he's not listening to her, but she's also not telling him stuff. So like Anna's like, I just wish that instead of taking space, he would come and talk to me. Then tell him that, bitch.
And tell him that, yeah.
Tell him first, give him a shot to get it right or mess up before you come down his throat. Give the man a shot. I don't like Jovan, but I feel like that's something a lot of people make mistakes in relationships with. I've done that before and we're irritated with my spouse about habits. I'd be like, I already know you about to do this bullshit before I even give him the chance to show me things. So it's like, but you have to care enough about the person to like,
right, right.
But yeah, their scene kind of annoyed me. They go back to the hotel. They do finally make peace and talk it out. But now it seems like they're done with each other. They're not speaking. They do talk the next day. And he says he doesn't like feeling criticized. I don't like when men take the things that they do in a relationship or that they were doing and then try to say that they're being criticized or asking for something that they have never had or something. I don't think Anna would be tripping on the affection if he wasn't affectionate and stuff by phone and stuff. And separate from that, if you're in a relationship, I think that's a normal expectation. So I didn't understand their little issue with that. But he asked her if she regrets marrying him, and she took a minute to think. That should be a simple and quick yes or no. I think Anna does regret marrying Jovan, but I don't think her beliefs will allow her to divorce him.
Well, I think it's that, but I think that there's also, this desire for a lot of them. It's not just her. I think a lot of them that aren't Americans have this desire to come here by all means necessary. And even though there are a lot of red flags with Jovan, a lot of them, I think that she's not brought up to look at them or give them close like entities. I think she just has to address them and then move forward because he's a man, and then he also carries the weight because he's also American. Which, once again, I wish there was a way to tell them, y'all, when they work at the nursing home making minimum wage, that's not the same thing as somebody that work in corporate America making, hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's completely two different things. So don't look at his Vex freedom and the fact that he's sending you money as a flex that you can then have to, tolerate his disrespect. You don't have to do that.
Yeah. We have to remember too, Anna has a degree and she had a job. And this is coming from a married woman. I've been married a long time. Almost, oh God, that's really bad. I got married in 2012. I've been married a while, but I just feel like you don't have to let go of your career and your ability to be self-sufficient for a man. I say that with mine right here, able to hear me. You don't. And I did the housewife thing for a few years. I did. But I also kept my side hustles while I did it. I just feel like just because you're married, Anna, doesn't mean that you have to be the one to make the sacrifice. Like, I thought that when she told us, like, you should not have quit your job just to talk to him. That would have allowed you to see that what you're giving, he's not willing to give. Because why are you staying up late to talk to him? Why can't he stay up late sometimes to talk to you?
But that's what I'm saying. It's that balance of wanting to impress the American that can give me the life that I always see on TV. And as I said, ma'am, you is moving to, Nutbush, Alabama. You're not moving to, glitz and glamour. Like, I need to understand more about her. Mm-hmm. And because we're so focused on this marriage and it going sour, we don't really know much about her. Like, for example, Sheena also being Filipino, we see that she was lying about her life, but then everything came out to the forefront that she's a big ass liar and that she just, does crazy shit to keep whatever bullshit she wants forced to believe about her. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like we see that, but with her, I only see the trouble in the marriage. I don't see her. I don't know her personality. I don't know anything about her.
She just seems like out there and spunky, but no shade. She kind of reminds me of a lot of the Filipino women that I know out here in the Bay Area. So we don't know enough about her. That is a good point. What's poppin', Kiwan? Welcome in.
Hey, Kiwan.
See the link in the description of this video to her channel. Kiwan, I wanted to ask you what you were doing on Saturday. while I have you here, may as well, because we're gonna do another After Dark live where we're gonna be questioning James, and I feel like you would be good to question him with me. So let me know.
Okay. So okay, I got you. I got what you're doing. Okay, that's really fun, y'all. And I said no question goes unanswered with me. She can ask me anything she wants.
Look how excited he is. He just loves
Yes.
Kiwan. I love it. Kiwan said, "Wait, did I miss Wig and the flabbergasted
You did. Oh my gosh, Kiwan, where have you been? Yes, we went in and laughed. That's why the video's so long.
My edges hurt for Lisa's hairline. I have never seen sores on anybody's hairline. And I actually have alopecia. Every couple months, my hair will fall out. I go through stuff. I have never seen a hairline that raw.
And she didn't do shit to that hair. I told Mrs. Best, like the white women I know, they at least throw some curls in their hair. And and then kind of loosen it up. Yeah, do a little flip or do the little flip or something. She just came on that bitch. Yes, and get you a swoop, girl. She just came out just letting it dry natural. And I'm just like, I think he probably would have said, oh, okay, I like the short hair if she would have did something to it.
James, let me tell you something about African men. And I'm mad at her for that. That was the nastiest thing. Kiwan, when she took that wig off and the cameraman had to back up, and then she was like, oh, I'm kind of embarrassed to say it has a smell because I've just been sweating in it in this Nigerian heat. I have braids. I'm just thinking of Lisa and Daniel getting busy and walking around Nigeria hot. I've been to tropical areas. Like, I will wash my braids. I don't care. But I'm not going to just let sweat sit.
Child, as somebody who showers 3 times a day, like literally I live in hot ass Arizona. It's hot here. So I'm constantly in baths or showers, constantly. Like my water bill is crazy because as soon as I get outside, I sweat. And as soon as I bring my ass out here, and that's because I've gained a lot of weight too. That's another thing. So
no, don't just get on yourself for the weight because you just hard on yourself about that and you will lose your weight. Arizona is hot as all fucking hell. I was there in the summer.
Oh yeah.
I will never go back to Arizona in the summer except for in 2027 when I graduate from my master's program. My graduation's by your house, by the way. I'm gonna give you a ticket. But
your graduation's gonna be indoors, so you'll be fine.
Child, I don't care because I'm gonna have to walk outside to get inside. I gotta lead it.
I'll put the car around front so you can just run into it.
Yeah, James knows the last time I almost didn't make it. James was more than a friend. When what was that, 2017? I almost died. Mm-hmm. Walking from a mall parking lot inside, I almost died. Like the heat, and he was just laughing at me. We went to the water park and the water was hot. It was warm. That's how
it was disgusting. And then we lost all of our clothes going down the machine.
Got stripped naked, flipped up in the air. My friend's laughing. And I'm like, I had no bottoms. I just lost my bottoms. I had everything else and could kind of hold it, but my friend was just out. She
titties just all over the place. Everything. And finna go to jail and over there showing these kids all of our shit. Yeah. Showing the kids all our asses and shit. Like, Lord, finna go to jail.
Oh. All right. We got to tell these stories on our other channel one day.
Right. We need to. That's a fun story. Girl, y'all come. We're not going to do it on the After Dark series, but we're going to do like a funny story time on our regular channel, Watch Your Best Friends. We're going to go back to that story because there was so much shit that happened in that week in 4 or 5 days.
There was a lot. There was definitely a lot. But yeah, one thing I will say, Josiah was like, we go have fun in New Orleans. I said, James knows when me and James get together and have a good time.
Yes, it's a good time. And
especially not have other people from our high school with
our high school there because trust me. We turn up and this knee will be fully healed by then. At least I hope. Child, I am turning up. I am doing okay. Coyote ugly. Can't fight the moonlight here in the dark. Just surrender your heart.
Hot Mess Express. Hot Mess Express. Y'all, but don't nothing happen with your Anna and Jovan. You want to add anything? She don't regret marrying him. She should. We gonna see more next week when
I
she
just
speaks
feel
out.
like, girl, you really you needed to Google Jacksonville, Alabama, and see where he like. That's what you got to do when people
to
give you their home.
Google Alabama. Just it don't even matter.
Yeah, yes, y'all need to. When people tell you where they live at and you don't know much about it, you need to Google atmosphere. And Google YouTubers who be in them cities that and look at their personalities because it's all one and the same. It really is. Yeah, y'all need to start Googling shit. Just saying.
Y'all, we gotta discuss the second Hot Mess Express with the nasty shaped guy, Rick. Rick is gross to me. I don't know why. I don't and it's not his age, right? But it's just something about him.
He's just as grimy and just inappropriate and just I don't like how it's like you trying to relive your 20s and your 50s, like just because you didn't do it right that day. I can't stand men who do this shit.
I ain't never seen nobody with a 6-pack who also has a dad belly at the same time. How the fuck you do that, Rick? How? His body, that nigga is nasty to me, y'all. I'm so sorry. But he is nasty and he gives me the type of nigga who cries when he nuts. Please, if you're under 18. Stop laughing, Josiah. I didn't watch.
Wait, I got to leave. Hold on. I got to laugh. Hold on. No way you just said that.
He does. Doesn't he? Especially like some of the shit Rick does is like nasty, creepy. Like, yes, some women, what can I say on YouTube? When some women are excited and orgasm, I think I could say that, they may splash, as he has spoken about with Trish, right? Fine. Who the fuck buys a splash pad and says, well, I don't want to get charged for incidentals from the sheets? Do you know that people go to hotels just to mess up the sheets? Like, so I don't know. He just gives me like somebody who's like sexually creepy in like an odd way. Do you know what I mean? Like, Rose City was popping. Rose City said that was rude. Right. If a man looked at me and was like, yeah, I want to make you come, but you're going to have to do it on this big black tarp. Nigga, what?
I'm like, am I getting murdered? Like, what the hell's going on?
Like, what?
Why do you have why do we have a tarp? Like, why do we have this?
Can you imagine how cold it has to be when you initially lay on it too?
No, I'm not laying on it. He wouldn't have got my ass on it. When I tell you, I'd be like, why the fuck is this even here? And then I'm gonna back up in the corner and put both my fists up just because I got to fight. Because when I see it, y'all, don't watch the movie Vacancy. Do not watch the movie Vacancy. The second one, not the first one, the second one. Because when that man put that damn tarp there and then he murdered that lady after he done fucked. Yes, no, that's exactly what I think.
Vacancy, for me, when Rick brought out that tarp, I love Dexter. I'm a huge Dexter fan. It's a show. When Dexter, he's a serial killer. It's a serial killer show. Goes to get his victims. He puts down them plastic tarps all over the room.
Yes, that's another one. That's a good one.
That's all I could think of. That is the nasty. Rick, you get further if you just let her come all over the place and then was like, yeah, you get a lot further. But to present a tarp? The fuck? Yes, he's a weirdo. He's a weirdo. I thought it was just me. Rick grosses me out. I don't like anything about him. I also don't like his face. It reminds me of a dog. I can't think of the breed name right now, but I don't like Rick worth a damn. He drives me crazy. Shanny's like, wait a damn minute, a tarp? I know.
Yeah.
Shanny, this show real ignorant.
I tried to tell you, Shanny, you don't know what you missed, and I promise you, you don't know what you missed. And I was not ready for this season when Mrs. Best said,
and I'm a regular
James, can you review before the 90 days? And I said yes on the strength that she did Love and Marriage Huntsville with me. I said yes, I will recap the show with you because you stuck your net over shows you don't even like, so I'm gonna do the same for you, y'all. When I watched episode 1,
now he loves it.
I said, wait a minute, I was not ready for this. I promise y'all, I was not ready for this.
Oh dear God. He wasn't. And yes, a black tarp for Trish. He's an asshole. That's like super inconsiderate. And it's like, men, don't do dumb shit like that without discussing it with your women. Because I don't think men realize how much effort it takes to be inserted. Yes, I said that. Okay. So make it an easy, smooth experience. Especially if you want to keep that thing you like that's warm and wet that way. Tarps. I just can't. But Rick takes them to a nice beach getaway. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. Rick and Trisha have me Googling Madagascar vacations. Mr. Best is listening, but you know the meme of Leonardo DiCaprio from The Wolf of Wall Street, where he's like, me talking to my husband for a vacation. Listen, Rick, I've got the best deal. You're not going to want to. That's about to be me with my husband trying to get to Madagascar. Beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Agreed.
Beautiful. And it's cheap. I looked that up too, y'all. It's cheap. Let's go to Madagascar together. We could thug life and YouTube from Africa. But things go okay, but again, Rick got fucking weird. Oh, you love Dexter. I just started the is it Dexter? The not Original Sin. I watched Original Sin and New Blood. Resurrection, I believe it is. I'm gonna be watching that soon. But he takes them to a beautiful little getaway. It's secluded. They have to climb up into like, it's not a tree house, but the house is built into just like the natural nature that's around. And when you enter the house, it has a view of all of the ocean. Absolutely gorgeous. I said, Rick, that's nice that you got that for her. Is that the reason why you was tripping off of her wanting to buy her a bathing suit? Because they got in a whole argument about her asking if he would buy her a bathing suit that I'm sure in American dollars was probably only like 10, 15 bucks, if that. But okay, Rick. Okay. You're not going to get far with your woman if when on vacation you say no. I don't hear no on vacations. Rick, you should figure that out. You should definitely figure that out. But again, this is a 40-plus-year-old man who Sarah weave on YouTube, on TikTok Live sometimes. So he can only give what he can give. But he brings her to the getaway. It was beautiful. Tris was, you could tell it humbled her. She's like, I didn't even know my country had places this nice. And I was like, oh, she's loving it. And then I kept thinking, damn, because I've actually grown to really like Trish watching the show. I feel like they will put her on like 90 Day to Single Life or something. We know that they're not together in real time, but I really like Trish. She seems down to earth, chill. Like she's just trying to navigate dating again after heartbreak. And I respect people like that because I think it takes a lot of courage to date after being heartbroken or cheated on or in a long relationship that ends. I think you should respect and uplift the people who date after that. But of course, Rick want to come and make some bullshit. So before we get to the BS, he objectified this girl. Y'all can say that, oh, they're in a relationship, Mrs. It's sex. But as soon as they got in this pretty accommodation over the water, he was like, okay, so I've been getting into role play recently. Said, okay, 52-year-old, you like role play. Good. But this man pulled out in the African jungle with his African woman a role play costume to play like they're jungle people. I don't know if y'all know, Tarzan offended some people who are African American and African.
Oh, absolutely.
And so for him to get some Tarzan looking as costumes and ask an African woman to put it on and be his jungle woman, I took offense to it a little bit. Because it's like, excuse me? That's a little fucking weird. And for you to do it without discussing it with her, you bought her a whole outfit, had her dress up in this costume without warning her, and she looked visibly uncomfortable. Because I don't think he realized how that can come off. Fucking Americans. But I also don't think he was thinking. I think he was thinking with his one-eyed monster instead of about her. He asked her to put the costume on and is trying to role play and touch on her in front of the cameras. And she's like, no. And he's trying to, the room was beautiful. They had this like, instead of a pool, it was an actual natural waterfall that was their pool. And I'm looking, I'm like, this is beautiful. But he's like, we're going to have sex all over this place as cavemen. And I'm just like, this is not exciting. This is not how you do role play. This is gross. This is actually gross. So once again, Rick, who knows that he has cheated on his woman, is still fucking her without telling her that he's cheating, which is wrong. because she's over here giving it up under the pretense that you're being faithful and you're the guy of her dreams, and you have still lied to her about what's going on. So they wake up the next day after having their nasty night in the jungle, and he takes Trish out to talk to her and begins to finally give her the truth and tells her that he cheated on her with his ex in Colombia. Now, I'm with Rose City on this comment, which because it pissed me off. This man hid that he cheated with Trish until he had her secluded and off of the grid so she could not escape.
Yep.
That is the worst fucking thing you can do to a man or a woman. I don't care if it's a same-sex relationship or a heterosexual relationship. That is the worst thing that you can do.
Right.
Now, this beautiful place and this great memory is tainted. And cheating is trauma. So now she's got to deal with that again. So it kind of pissed me off that he did that. Trish gets mad. She doesn't want to be touched. She doesn't want to talk to him. She just wants to go. He's trying to carry her bag. She's like, nope, I could do it myself. Fuck you. Which she has a right, because just a couple hours prior to them coming there, he was getting at her about, I don't want to be with a gold digger. Who cares what you want to be with if you cheating? Who cares? Make demands when you're faithful, not when you've been unfaithful. I swear, niggas. And of course, he's a California nigga. That's what they do out here. That's exactly what they do out here. Men in California, and I mean from the Bay, from Ukiah, all the way down to San Diego and San Bernardino Valley, they will do some fuck shit and then look at you confused, like, I mean, you're not gonna get over it. I still love you.
Yeah, okay, it's like,
but in California, it's really bad.
Yeah,
it's like the women in Phoenix out here with the men. Like, it's bad, really bad. But I don't know. These two are a mess. He says to Trish, he's like, the reason that he cheated is because he thought that Trish didn't want him no more. I said, the fucking audacity. But then he goes further and says, Trish, I texted you. If I don't hear from you, I'm going to assume we're over. He says she didn't text him back. She says she did text him back. It just wasn't as often as he would like, which I actually do believe. So because your wife or your girl didn't text you back, you booked a plane ticket to Colombia, paid the entrance fees and tourist taxes to get into the country, got on a plane, went to Colombia after making the effort to find a hotel to rent out and pay for, to fuck another bitch for days. Oh, I'm sorry. In your words, play house and have sex for a week. You heard from Trish and heard it was something else and never told her. Then you accuse her of cheating over and over and over and over and over again after you was the one cheating. This is how men end up in situations like Lorena Bobbitt's man. This is exactly how. This is exactly how. I feel like a lot of the men this season are dating women, especially the black men in other countries, because they can't handle their own. I said what I said. And I'm not talking about all black men, but these, Jovan and Rick, y'all some niggas. Hella weak. And some cheating ass niggas. And it's even sadder because both of them are too broke to cheat and not cute enough to be cheating.
Hello.
I'm just like,
hello.
I'm Rose City.
Because I would have been offended. Me personally would have been highly offended if you look like this and got the nerve to cheat on me just because you ain't hear from me in a couple of days. And I told you I will call you when I can get to a point where I can call you. So you just gonna go out here and then your resort is to cheat on me? Because you were unsure about the dynamics of the relationship based on not hearing from you. And I told you what the situation was. No, you just a fuck boy. You just wanted to, that's just what it is. That ain't her fault.
Fuck boy. That's it.
You're just a fuck boy. That's all it is. Ain't nothing. Yeah, that's all it is. Ain't nothing more than you just a fuck boy, and you just needed to, throw excuse on her just in saying, you know what, I just fucked up. I'm sorry. But no, you wanted to make her have faults in it as well, which makes you even worse than anything imaginable, because it tells me when shit goes under RAR, you're trying to, divvy up the fault and whose fault is going to be. Okay, I take this responsibility and you take this responsibility, even though I didn't have shit to do with what happened with you.
Right. And when it comes to certain things, but just in general, but especially in a relationship, if you cheat, there's no reason that makes it okay for you to cheat. Right. Even if you were cheated on, cheating back is not okay.
Right.
So, Rick, go away. Nasty nigga. Just nasty.
Right.
We then discuss our last couple, you guys, which is Laura and Birkan. Laura, thank you for being the one person who is having sense and asking questions at times that you should be asking questions. Laura's made some mistakes in going, but with Laura, just because she is a school teacher, I know that she's trained and has the ability to think and put stuff to the side. I think it's helping. She shouldn't have gone, but I feel like she's mainly in Turkey because her friend Michael is like scared for whatever reason. But we'll come back to that, and I can't wait to see Michael again. So Birkan takes Laura to a place called Chime, Turkey. I may have said that incorrectly, so to anybody Turkish, I apologize. I'm just an American, y'all. The place is on the water. It's known to be a place that's like romantic and where couples go. It reminded me of like Monterey, Carmel by the sea, like places in California where couples go and are known to be romantic, whatever the hell. But they're talking, and Birkan, I see what he does, because the last time he got into it with Laura and she was asking questions, he was like, let me drop that dick off. And now that he can't do that no more because she's seeing the friends, he's like, let me take her on a date. But she's like, wait a minute, you broke. You told me you 50K in debt and your friend's talking about you gambling. What's good? And I'm glad that Laura asked him about it. But he says that what happened and how he ended up in debt. It sounds like Birkan, from what he's saying, and I don't believe shit till I see a receipt. Birkan says that he decided to start a business in sounds like before the pandemic.
2019, yeah.
And then he opened up 3 businesses, which you should not do so soon together. That's bad business moves, in my opinion. He had a Shisa company. He was making a lot of money. He was earning good income, he says. And then COVID happened. He says that he lost it all. Now, COVID did ruin things, and I don't know the optics of the economics of other countries. If COVID was like it was in Turkey, the way it was in certain states in America, I can understand how COVID would ruin him.
Yeah,
I can, because people couldn't go anywhere. So if you have a business where people were showing up, a lot of them closed. So that part is understandable. What's not understandable is how you lost all 3 of your businesses, didn't get any form of loan forgiveness, and never tried to restart the business. Other holes I found in the story: why have you not told us what you did before you started the business? You had some type of a job or something that you were doing to earn income prior to opening your businesses. That's how you qualify for the loan. What was it that you were doing, and why are you not doing it anymore? Because he's making it seem like, oh, I lost my business, so I'm broke. But prior to having your business, you were making a living some way, somehow. What way was it? Because I feel like, because he tells her about the gambling, and it's like the way he says he tried to get regular jobs, not beer can. I know what you meant to type, damn autocorrect, but I love that it said beer can, because that's what he looked like, an old ass Budweiser can just drifted in the wind. But I find it odd that Birkan says he got a job after his business ended, but he was only making like 40 American dollars here and there. And so that wasn't enough to pay off his debts to the bank. And that is why he got into gambling, which Laura says, like the rest of us, that doesn't make sense. So you were short on money, so you took the little bit of money that you had to gamble it. Wouldn't you spend the little bit of money you have to ensure that a bill is paid? Like, that's weird. Like, if someone's gambling and says they spend their money to gamble, to me, that's the same thing as a street nigga who comes home and is like, let me just get your rent money. I could flip it. I'm gonna bring back double. And it's like, how you gonna do that? Like, that's not guaranteed. You know what I mean? So I feel like Birkan is full of it. And Laura seems to know it, but is still like listening. But I also think she's smart to stay calm so she could get all the information, make him feel comfortable, and then go crazy. But she asked him, you know, how often do you gamble? And he's like, as often, whenever I need to, as often as I need to. It can be every day. It's just what I do. And she's like, well, I sent you $150 for your birthday. You didn't gamble that, did you? And he's like, well, yes, because what you sent me, I can't do anything with that. I can't house myself. I can't pay bills. So I took the money and instead of getting food and stuff, I gambled it and made $20,000. So I gave you $150 and you made $20,000 off of my $150 and you didn't tell me or give me a cut. Because bitch, you wouldn't have that $20,000 if it wasn't from me. If I give James $7 for a lottery ticket and he hits the lotto, I at least want to be taken on a motherfucking vacation. Okay.
Oh no, you getting 60, I'm getting 40 if you gave me $7. Because 9 out of 10 in Arizona lottery terms, that buys a full ticket.
The thing of it is, the reason I bring that up is because most people would think that way.
Yes. Most people
it's
think
like for you to hide that from her.
Here's the thing, that money, no matter what it is, like 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, $1 million, $20,000, that's a lot. That's more than what we probably have in our checking account today. Mm-hmm. So yes, we are splitting that money. So, because I'm instantly, and this is just my friend, y'all. This is my best friend of years. I know to give her her cut. If she sent me money for this specific purpose, I'm lucky enough to win it. Yes, I'm going to split that money with her. That's ridiculous.
The craziest part, I wouldn't even want to split. I would really just want like a little, like, just give me a good little deposit of the vacation. Because that's what you do for a friend. And that's probably what Laura would have done if he would have told her that. She probably would have been like, oh, good. Now you can handle getting a house or apartment, getting groceries. Like, she probably wouldn't have asked for it. The problem is that he kept it from her. Do not ask me for money and lie to me about your reason for it. Come up and then also say nothing. It's like, you sneaky raggedy muffin with your crooked teeth, Beer Con. But it doesn't. These two just don't make sense. I want Laura to peep it. Rose City said, James, you got moral. Sure do. Yep. I just really want Laura to like leave. And she said, like, I could leave Turkey right now. And it was the rudeness of it all. You only sent me $150. What am I going to do with it? Bitch, nigga, how much did you have before I sent it to you? The fuck?
I just feel like she's a glutton for punishment. And I hate that because I want to look at her deeper and bigger than that. But I can't help but figure out, like, why are you accepting this behavior? Why are you giving him money? Why are you learning these things and not making moves? Like, to me, someone tells me they're $50,000 in debt and I'm sending them money. That's a red flag for me to say, okay, there's obviously nothing I can do with you. So let me go ahead and cut my ties and go. Because to be honest with you,
America, like, I do like to dispute all of these transactions because I sent them to a dumbass. Like,
no, I'm just saying.
Lord, this is true. Also, though, Laura,
she does, but
idea, but it has to go away. You can't get swept off your feet by someone who can't afford the broom.
I mean, that's true.
It's true.
You can't. Like, that's the honest truth. Because how else he's gonna do it? Like, yeah,
you can't even gamble without her money. So
yes.
You know,
and that's another thing. When y'all get on these shows, stop getting people where you got to send them money and shit. Like, stop doing this. Like, this is crazy as hell. Because I don't hear about Emma sending what's his name money. Does she send him money?
She pays to see him, but it doesn't sound like she's sending money.
Yeah, that sounds like she's sending money. Like, why do y'all need to send them money? Like, I like, for me, I'm sorry. That's where I kind of draw lines. If you can't afford to take care of yourself, regardless if you here or somewhere else, I don't need to be with you. Like, because to me, we're not living in times in American society where we can just give people just all this money without it hurting us
financially. Something I see a lot of people do it just from the sideline, Mary. They get in relationships, even if they live with the person, until you are legally married, your money is your money and you keep that shit private.
Yes.
Discuss the bills that you share, how you're going to split them, and send your fee. That's it. You don't need to just be sending money. And if they choose to take you on a date or take you for a vacay, fine. But I think a lot of people make that mistake. If you are not married, money should not be a topic of discussion. It really should not. Yes, it's like you want to know someone has a job and income, but if you're not married, don't call me asking for $5, $10, $20, nothing.
And Lisa, when you find out they in their mid-30s and got just one pair of pants with the ass hanging out and only one pair of shoes, then that's probably not the person for you.
How you embarrassed for her wig? with her not in the wig, but you not embarrassed to tell us that you was running around Nigeria barefoot with your ass out. That's more embarrassing than Lisa's hair, Daniel.
I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. Like I had to throw that in there because to me, I wish Lisa had better self-esteem. I really do. I guess she's been out of the limelight with men for a very long time. I totally get that. But at the same time, Lisa, this is the most desperate thing I've ever seen somebody do on national TV in a very long time. It's really sad.
It's sad. But we're going to see what happens with BeerCon and Laura. She brings up a good point. So 90 Day Fiance, when you watch that part of the show, for those who haven't watched before, that is where the couples have applied for their K1 visa and they're in America. They're waiting 90 days to get married or the person has to leave. Before the 90 days, they have yet to apply. So it was smart of Laura to bring that up because a K1 visa means Laura's going to have to sponsor BeerCon if he comes to America. When you sponsor someone on this type of a visa, it's basically like you taking them onto the government as your dependent, the way that a kid would be for you. Like you are financially responsible for them. That means if he gets a ticket, she has to pay it. If he goes to court, she has to pay it. He needs an attorney, she has to pay it. He has to go to the doctor. She's responsible for getting his insurance. She will be responsible for him.
And then when you live in crazy ass places like Arizona, after you divorce them, you're still responsible for them for an amount of years.
I believe Chantel had went through that.
Yeah.
She got out of it, but she had went through that with Pedro. There were another couple who used to be on the 90 Day franchise. It's unfortunate, but I also think they do that because the government's like, you giving people a shortcut into this country, so you better be willing to be fully responsible.
Yeah, be fully responsible. Yeah.
That they do. And what's her face? Laura is basically like, if I'm financially responsible for a guy who gambles, that could be bad for me because she's a school teacher. Unless you're teaching at the collegiate level, you're likely not making hella money. And even then, you're not making too much. So I'm just like, you don't want to be financially responsible on a teacher's salary. Shout out to every teacher out there because y'all deserve more. I truly believe that. But she ain't making the salary to just be playing for that. I'm sure she has good credit and all of that. But, she said you need to check. I think you meant check. Hi, KC Star. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the channel. If they are in debt too. That's the question, though, KC, that I was going to ask next. Will America let you into this country if you have like huge amounts of debt in your home? I don't think they
do the I don't think they do like the credit and financial check because it's different across the countries. I know they do the criminal one for sure. So you can't have a criminal record in your current home state coming here and trying to get married. They won't allow that.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. But I'm curious about the debt part, really.
Yeah, the debt part, I don't know of it, but I know for a fact they do criminal backgrounds. They do reach out to the embassy to find that information. They do that. Yeah.
Yeah. That part definitely makes sense. But it's like, listen, we don't know. I was born here. I was born in Oakland, California. So I don't know. I know people who've come over from other countries, but they've done it like the other way, like family members. I had an aunt wait like 17 years just to get in. Crazy. And paid all this money to become a citizen. But hey, do what you got to do. But I like this way of getting into the country is totally different. And then they change the laws and rules I can't keep up.
Yeah. I just think, because the credit debt check, there's not really a way because currency is different in all the countries. And then not every country does credit. So it's kind of like one of those situations where, they pay a lot of money to accept our currency. Like when you think of countries who accept credit cards, they're paying the network logos like Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express. They're paying them a lot of money to have their network so that Americans can vacation in those countries. So that's why I pay them
fees when you use. Every time I used my credit card in Mexico, they charged my ass. I think it was
because they're getting charged way more just for that transaction. Like they could be charged up to $2 for you using your card in their establishment because you didn't want to exchange at the airport. But hey, that's just what it is. So
That's a
Yeah,
good question though.
that
I
is.
like Laura and BeerCon just because they give us stuff to talk about without making it to where I got to get on the internet and y'all look at me like, damn, this is best. You hella mean the way I had to read and drag Daniel and Lisa and the rest of them. But that's a good question because
Yeah.
I'm curious about that. And I'm like, how does credit work in another country? I'm wondering if BeerCon is intentionally not paying the debt, maybe because he knows his credit won't be checked, but also maybe he's couch surfing and stuff so that he can't be caught up. Because what if it's one of those countries where you pay or they gonna garnish you and take what you got? So maybe that's why he's doing what he's
That's
doing.
what I'm saying. Every country works differently, so that's why I don't know if America, if when they do get the K1 sponsored visa, that they do a credit check, because I don't think that it works the same way in all the other countries. Like, you know, now we're getting crazy with collections now, but I just know in other countries, yeah, I don't think it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. They need to.
They
It
need
seems
to,
like I
yeah.
don't think they check other countries. They need to, but then again, I feel like with credit, people can have not the best credit for any reason. But in BeerCon's case, gambling, Laura, run.
Yeah.
Come
Well, no,
back to
it
me.
just that gambling just sounded like illegal shit anyway. Like, allegedly, like it just sounded like your terms of gambling mean you owe somebody some money,
Yeah,
and
because
if you
it's
go
not
to, yeah,
making
because it's
sense.
law.
If you say you have 50K in debt and she gave you $150 and you make 20,000, that's almost
Because
half of your debt.
in most countries, like they don't allow credit to be a
Nope.
form of gambling. So that's why I'm like, okay, so how are you in a hole? Do you owe a personal casino? And that's what I
He
said. They don't do.
said he did explain that most of his gambling is done with football, so the soccer games. He did explain that. But even with sports bets, and
You
soccer is
need the
only
cash on the barrel
included.
hand in order to bet.
Yes, but that's the thing. It sounds like he gets the cash from other people. But even with betting, I mean, it doesn't make sense that he bet $150 on a soccer game, won 20,000, which is half of the debt he could have paid off, or even a good percentage, and he hasn't paid it off. Why is this balance not lessening, sir? Because if you're gambling and making payouts like that when you do win, that tells me you could have paid off your debt. So James is probably right. He probably owed a mob or some shit, the Turkish mob. I don't
Yeah,
know if they
because
do,
it doesn't
but
make, like I said, I don't know anybody that would just come up with $150 and then leave with 20,000 on football. Because remind you, are you betting on a player? Are you betting? What are you betting on? Because I know it ain't for one team. It's because the odds of that is 50-50. So are
yeah.
you betting a particular soccer player to score
He
this amount of
might.
points? Like, it doesn't
I
make
think
sense.
he's doing some nefarious form of gambling that may
Yeah.
be common in other countries that I be watching on Vice News and shit on YouTube. I genuinely feel like BeerCon is a little bit shady, and it's unfortunate because I actually really like Laura, like her personality, all of
Oh, yeah,
that.
she's a sweetheart. She
I
is.
have nothing really bad to say about her, other than, bitch, you wouldn't be in this situation if you stop playing with Michael's ass and just make a move. Sometimes as women, you got to make the move because I feel like Michael is scared, but I feel like that's who Laura should be with.
Like I said, I think he looks at, his deformality and using that as an excuse to why she wouldn't want him, when she does not give me that she's vain in any way. So it's like, sir, you need therapy if that's really what you think. Because she looked like she would just accept you if you would just make the move. And like Mrs. Beth said, like, Laura, maybe you need to make the move and maybe he'll fall in line.
Mm-hmm. Child. She said Laura has probably sent him a lot of money over the years. Definitely.
Oh yeah, she admitted she has. So,
Yeah. It's
which is
unfortunate.
crazy. Once again, I'm not. If I decide to get somebody from another country, that is the last thing I'm doing. I'm just as poor. I'm just as broke as you.
My conversation better be good enough, boo.
It sure better, because I can't say nope. I can't West. You know how much Western Union costs out here? Do you really think I can do that?
I think I'm gonna be spending $5 to $15 every time you
Every time you need something, when your ass hanging out your pants, well, you better go get you some needle and thread and sew that shit up. Because I'm telling you, get you a patch. Because I'm not finna deal with that. I'm sorry.
I could not a patch. Y'all, that is our recap for 90 Day. Before the 90 days, we went a little longer than we normally would, so apologies. But the shit that these people do, you got to You got to get it out. I am happy to see everybody here. Shout out to Rose City, Shani, KC Star. I appreciate all of you guys. And shout out to everybody who subscribes or watches us. Who does not comment, you are appreciated as well. Thug Life. Y'all, this show will not be coming back until the 15th of February, I believe. 90 Day Fiance, The Single Life. It does air and premiere on February 9th. So on the 10th, myself and James will go over and recap it. James's shows are also on a break until after the Super Bowl, which is Potomac and Married to Medicine. Other than that, you guys hang in there. We will get some more videos out. We hope you check out our new joint channel where we discuss more outside of reality TV. Did you want to add anything before I go?
Oh no, we're good, y'all. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep you posted on when it'll be Saturday. So we will keep you posted on our After Dark series.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Other than that, love and light, thug life, and we will see you guys. When do I have a live again?
Thursday.
Love and hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Is Salt Lake City gone?
Salt Lake City's gone.
Oh, so I will be back live again then on Wednesday or Thursday to go over Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and then we'll also be going over the Valley, Persian Style, and Beverly Hills later in the week. Other than that, peace, love, and good energy, and I'll see you next time. Adios.
Yeah.